Alright, hi there. I'm back at Uwharrie, and I'm hitting the same spot I hit where I got those last two pickers. The water seems like it's flowing a tiny bit better, not much, so I'll probably still struggle with the flow again. But you can kind of hear it, and I'll show you what I'm dealing with in a minute. But I'm going to just basically widen the hole and see if I can come up with some more of those pickers. Alright, at least something. See what we can get out of there. Alright, so right here is where I dropped the sluice last time, and you can see the water seems to be flowing at least the same, if not a little bit better. You can see my rock and the other rock right there, that were the flow points. I'm going to do a point, still there. Flat rock that I had it laying on at the bottom is right there. Still there. All my tailings. Let's get back over here, and I'll show you the hole so far before I muck it up. Alright, so there's the hole right there. I threw some large rocks in it before I left last time. I was had to dig them out and see if anything else fell in the hole, but I don't think so because there wasn't much rain since last time I was here. But I will, oops, let's drop it. I will widen it out this way and maybe out this way and see what I can come out. I'm going to keep coming out and see if I keep coming up with some stuff here and follow the trail. Alright, looks like it's feeling a little bit better. No more pressure. Worked last time, should work this time. Got about a quarter bucket test here. See how it goes. So I forgot my water and a couple snacks, so I'm heading back to the car. Go grab some stuff while I got somebody watching my stuff down there at the creek. Whew. The hill's a big hill I just went up. And I don't know, I guess I gotta pay more attention before I leave. So I gotta grab this real quick, get back down there, so I can get sluicing. Alright, so I finally moved most of my overburden that I threw back in here and filling the hole the last time. And now we're back to this muck, which is good, I guess. There's some leaves in there too. I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully. That looks promising to me. But that overburden stuff, I'm running through the sluice and I really didn't get much out of it. A couple little specks, that's about it. It's a bit hard to see, murky water here. I was digging up there. Shovel is back here. Same spot, but seems like those two bars there are exchanging, so second and third. Not really laying much in the rest of it though. It's kind of hard to get this right. Let's see what happens. As long as two bars are exchanging, that worked last time. Let's see. Starting to clump up already. I have to break these down again. Alright, got off to a late start today, but looks like we're getting back on it, so that's a good thing. I only got a few hours though, so I don't know how much I'm going to get. Let's see what we got. Let's keep it going. Alright, so I figured I'd show you a walkthrough of the complete process of a typical dig that I go through, since I'm not sure I ever did that. I get about a quarter to a half bucket of classified material at a time to run through the sluice. And the amount I get is usually based upon the flow of the sluice. If it's running good, I get more material. If it's questionable, I get less. There's a 1/4 inch classifier, which seems to be a good size. I don't think I ever have to worry about anything larger than that, but I always do give it a once over before I toss out the large stuff. I don't know, maybe one day I'll get a nugget. I wear gloves because I cut my finger on the sharp fractures of bedrock before when I was mashing the clay and dirt through the classifier. I've also found shards of glass and nails. Once I get enough material, I do the farmer's walk to the sluice while I try not to slip and fall on any of the slippery rocks. I try and place the sluice as close as I can to the dig spot as possible. And if I can dig right next to the sluice, even better. Then if there's no clay, I can just direct feed directly into the sluice and bypass the whole classifying part and the farmer's walk of death. When I feed the sluice, I try and give as much material as it can take. If there's a good flow, I can move through the material faster, and if the flow is slow, so is my feed. Anyways, keep an eye on the sluice. If you see a nice piece sitting on top somewhere, I might try to suck it up with a snuffer, or if I'm lucky enough to have a picker, I'll just reach in and pick it out. The sluice further classifies the material by collecting the heavies and letting the light stuff pass on through. I pay close attention here. If the sluice has black sand filling up the bars, the gold could just blow out since the black sand is heavy. This will impair the exchange rate of the material. Once I run through the bucket of material, I pour what's left, the concentrates, into a pan. This is the heaviest of the material, and if there is gold, it should be here. You don't have to swirl the pan like most people tell you, you just have to agitate the material. Gold is the heaviest thing in the pan and should easily work its way to the bottom of the pan, so just shake the pan back and forth for a bit while tapping it against something, doing like a leg or a bucket, and literally rinse and repeat. Once you are down to a manageable little bit left, you can then gently swirl the water over it and wash away the lighter of the heavy stuff to hopefully reveal some good shine. Then you can just get your snuffer bottle and snuff that right on up. Alright, so I'm getting some stuff out of the hole, not much, a little bit of gold each time. A little bit's better than nothing, but nothing compared to last time, so not sure what's up. Maybe I got all the good stuff there was to get out of that hole. I'm not sure. I'm going to keep going, see what happens. Give it a shot, one more shot here, and then I'll maybe try a different spot in the same area. Alright, just spot checking a few things. I'm up creek a little bit, and I dug last time under that big rock. Theory is when the water gets high and goes over these rocks, maybe it spills down in here. So I'm trying this. It's pretty much clay right away. So you can see it's like a rust color too. It's weird. It's not like a gray. I don't know. I'm going to just do a little small sample of this and see if there's anything here. Alright, just a few pieces from that spot with the rust colored clay. Not much. I don't know if it's worth going back to that spot, so I'm going to maybe expand a hole that I was originally digging, or maybe keep looking. I don't know yet. I had a feeling I was due for a day that wasn't that great. Still okay, but I mean, after getting multiple pickers multiple times, yeah, eventually had to get to a spot where, I wasn't getting much. So looks like today's that day. But it's still fun being out here. It's God's creation. It's a beautiful place. I love being out here, having a good old time, even though I'm not getting too much to show for it. Still a great day. So I think I pretty much tapped that out last time. Not much more coming out of it. You see that big rock right here in the middle? I flipped that from over here and then went under that, and it's almost solid clay right there. So ain't much to get right there. So I'm gonna back it up now and go to this side. Maybe move some of those rocks around, see what they got. Otherwise, I think this area is pretty much shot now. Maybe just onesie-twosie pieces. So I expanded the hole this way, closer to that big tree there. And I'm going off of it for sure. Got about a quarter bucket out of that. And there was like nothing, just a couple micros, and that was it. So, what are the odds that last time I was here, I just happened to hit the sweet spot? Okay, I guess so. I'll try a couple more things in this area, but it's getting kind of late. The sun's going to start going down early now that the time has changed. I don't know. A couple more things I'll try here, and then I'll probably have to find a new spot next time, do some prospecting. All right. A little bit of a disappointment, but still got some stuff, so yay. So I was wondering if I was blowing through the stuff again with my sluice. Not that I blew it through before, but I was just wondering that again. And well, check the tailings, and there was nothing in the tailings, so it's just nothing where I'm checking. So see what happens. I'll show you where I've been digging so far. Original hole, 2 pickers, moved out to here, just onesie-twosie pieces over there, nothing. So that's going away from it. That was it back in there. This has a little bit more, so I don't know if I'm going to go this way. I feel like that'll be going off it. I got a little bit out of that area back in there on the other side of that tree. I might just take a look up in there. There's a bunch of rocks stuck on this, like outcropping of bedrock. They're stuck and not coming over, so I'm thinking it might be like a natural sluice, so I might move a couple rocks and check under them. Alright, so I cleared out a little bit in here. I didn't really get anything. And then I went under here I can't move those rocks because they're too big. I need some kind of crowbar or something. But I was digging under here, and I got, you know, a few pieces, not much. Probably not worth the dig. I don't know. This place probably isn't as lucrative as I thought it would be. After two picker days here, now I'm coming up, and I'm not getting skunked, but I'm not getting much either. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to go further up creek or find a different spot next time. I was with a couple other people who went further up. I hope they did well. I don't know. I didn't see them pass by me yet, so maybe they're still up there. I don't know. Maybe I'll check before I go. Anyway, snuffer dump. I'm not expecting much, so I'll show you what I got, but we'll see. Well, there you have it. They can't all be winners, but better than going home with nothing. So keep positive. Next time will be better. But this is good, right? Maybe. I don't know what this thing is right here. It looked kind of neat, so I'm keeping it. Anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for watching.